Morning. Today is the day. I have finally settled on a color for the Injora Cherokee body that is going on my TRX4 Sport chassis. I've got the parts disassembled here that needed to come off of it. I will be shooting the main part of this body as one solid piece, and same thing with the rest of these. Now, this is going to be a two-color scheme. Now, no stripes. The body's going to be one color. And then obviously things like the front valance and the grill will be a different color just to offset it, along with the vents for the hood, the mirrors for both sides, and the door handles for both sides. Got a little bit of splattering from painting my 240Z body the other day. Didn't know it was there. Hope it'll come off. If not, we're just going to go right over top of it. And I'm not really worried about a lot of unnecessary prep work because this is going to be a crawler / trail truck. So it's going to get scratched. It doesn't need a show paint job on it in order to get out there and get on the trails. So let's get this thing started and start to lay some color down. I am not going to prime this body. I'm going to lay down what claims to be a paint that will bind the plastic. If it works, fantastic. If for some reason it gives us any problems, then we'll have to sand that off and do it properly. But I just want to see if it's actually going to work this time. But there's a little bit of prep work in order to get this thing ready to hold paint. And it's been in here. It's been on the shelf in the shop for about, 2 weeks. And it unfortunately got that little bit of red splatter up there, but there's dust and things like that and to consider. So we need to clean it up. One thing I'm going to use is just a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to take this and just put it on a paper towel, and I'm just going to rub her. And what this is going to do is actually going to clean it and take all of that dust and crap off. It doesn't look like it's going to take that, which is fine. Again, not a show truck, but just getting it ready to hold the paint. When I get all this done, I'm going to let this thing just air dry pretty much, and then I'll come back and look at it. Now, I got some places here where I'll have to wipe the excess off. I can see I got a little bit of excess on it, and that's not a big deal, but I want to let it air dry as much as possible. I don't want to put any dirt or any more dust on it than I have to. But I will get that little bit on the roof off because I can see all of that. I can feel it starting to. It's pretty clean now because it's getting hard to move a paper towel on it. So it's good and dry, which is a good thing, and should hold our color when we start to put it down. Now, I'm not worried about any kind of overspray that gets on the inside. I will paint all of that using Tamiya paints with a big brush just to darken it out so the interior looks right in there whenever we put that interior in. Mind you, that interior is not like a high dollar interior, but we're going to put it in there anyway. So we'll go ahead and wipe the rest of these down. I got the back door painted, so what I'm going to do now is just work this in with this old hairdryer just running on cool. I've got the cool trigger pulled back, and so I'm just going to run across it just evenly. Try to get this paint to lay down. Now, I'm going to have to let this thing sit overnight, I'm pretty sure. But this is just to initiate, I guess you'd say, this thing to start drying and for that paint to lay down correctly. I've already got the body shot, and I've had some issues with that, but that's of my own doing. So, again, it's not a show truck. This is something that we can actually go out and run, even though it will have an interior. But, not worried about the paint really. Just want to give it a paint job. I've seen a lot of these bodies out there on the internet that guys are getting in there just leaving them white, and I can't imagine why. But to each his own. But this color is just basically like a desert tan, or camo sand is actually what it is. It's a Rust-Oleum color. Yes, I use a Rust-Oleum paint on it, but I was not about to go out and spend, you know, $30, $40, $50 on a bunch of paint just to go out there and scratch it all to pieces and possibly crack it if it should fall off of one of the trails that that I plan on taking this thing to. We're just trying to keep it budget friendly, but let me get the rest of it and get it set over here and show you what we got. Okay, so the body's covered. I see I've got a couple blemishes in it, and I'm fine with that. It's something that I can probably knock out with a real highly used Scotch-Brite pad. Just knock down some of the trash in the paint and then throw another pass of that camo sand on it, and that should take care of everything I need to do anyway. This is some stuff that I had forever. Paint was still good. It was actually a brand new can, but it was just camo sand, Rust-Oleums for camouflage paint. And I just figured throw it on there and give the truck a camo sand. I always like that desert tan color anyway. And then let me show you guys this. Now I got to do a little bit of work on this, but grill in the bumper, the rear bumper, and everything else is flat black. Should have some nice contrast whenever I put it all back together. Mirrors are that way, and the door handles. And I've got a trick that I want to do for the windows, not the driver's or passenger side or the windshield, but the rest of the windows I'm going to try to something there too, but not painting those windows black or anything like that. But we're going to let this paint dry tonight and then pick it back up tomorrow, and we'll put the truck back together and hang this stuff on it and see what we got, and put the body on the chassis just to get another test fit. So see you guys in the morning. Day 2, putting the old Cherokee body back together somewhat after paint. And I want to apologize. I had set the camera up while I was spraying the body outside, and we've had some terrible wind, and so the audio is just trash. So I'm not going to put that in here, but we'll pick it up from that. The body is painted, like I said. The biggest thing to remember, you guys have painted bodies before. Just do light coats. Really, it's all about light coats and building that paint up. It's up to you what you use on yours, but this one, you know, being that it's going to be, for the lack of a better term, abused on the trail, because I'm going to put it in some really hairy situations, I chose to go with a Rust-Oleum paint. Now, I had that paint here, didn't realize I did have it, but can would have cost, what, $7, $8, if that, if I'd had to go buy one. Didn't even use a whole can, and wound up getting about 5 or 6 coats of paint on this thing, so it's built up. And it looks pretty good. It's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect, because if it's perfect, then I won't want to go out there and run the truck. So, but that's just my personal preference. It's going to be up to you guys what you do. But we'll get this thing. We're going to turn around, take a look at it, start adding some of the smaller bits to it that we can add. Some of it I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so we're going to lay the vents on the hood. As you can see, I just took them off the sprues, stuck them into a piece of cardboard, and then shot them. Got good coverage on them. Here's the thing. There's still some paint work that needs to be done on the windows all the way around. So I'm not going to be putting on the door handles nor the mirrors right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to get the fender flares back on it also. Now I'll stop the camera in order to get that done. Anyway, let's get these, set these in, and then I will stop it, put the fender flares on it, and we'll wrap this portion up. The elements on this truck have kind of just pushed into place, and they're held with clips on the backside, be it from, you know, a screw or whatnot, or, you know, a tension clip that's actually built into the things, like the headlights and parking lights and marker lights for this thing. But these vents up here, they just kind of push in, and rather than lose them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of CA and just drop a drop in each one of these holes, and then set these pieces in, and they shouldn't go anywhere at all. So we got a little bit there, got a little line right there, and a small dab yonder. Take this one, drop it in, just push it in. That thing dries, it's not going anywhere. And the same thing on the other side. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting just a paper towel over the top of the tires, so none of that glue, if it should drop down, will stick to the tires at all. So a little bit right here, a line and a little dab there. This one, same thing, just drop it, line the holes up, drop it in, a little push, and then pull these out of the way. Just a teeny tad right there, but I'm not going to worry about it. Again, hate that it looks like I don't give a damn about it, but crawlers to me are kind of a different animal, and it's almost like a utilitarian thing. So it's purpose built. If it gets the crap kicked out of it, I'll just bring it home and redo it. So let me stop this video. I'm gonna hang all of the fender flares, and we'll wrap this portion up. Well, there it is in paint. Finally got it this far. Got the fender flares on it. As you can see, the light buckets are installed and all the lenses are there. I have not put the lenses on the back of the truck because I have to pull the bumper off again. I had a situation where I had to put a little bit of paint in a low spot on the top when I had the bumper on, so there's a little bit of overspray on it. So I'll pull it back off, but not today. And when I pull it off, I'm just going to reshoot it flat black, put it back on the truck. But so far, so good. Side profile for you guys. And what I'm going to do is on the next video, we'll tackle painting all of this trim around these windows and actually starting to put the windows in. I have to resource one more product that I need for the windows, and then after that we can get it done. With that being said, that is why I did not put the door handles on it or the rear view mirrors, because I'm going to have to paint that stuff. And if I have a situation where I mess it up, I want to be able to just quickly, just real clean it up with the paint and keep going on from there. So I didn't want to risk getting any sand color on the door handles or the mirrors should I have to, quickly straighten out the paint again. But yeah, there she is, man, and she's getting super, super close. So thanks, guys, for checking her out. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Click the like button, and you'll be notified the next time on the next installment of this thing coming up, which should be in hopefully about a week. Take care, fellas. Y'all have a good one, and we will see you soon.